people we elect to run the government aren't even the ones who are actually running it. And that was by design.
Who is the deep state?
It is not one person. The model of there being one puppet master individually saying that I'm pulling the strings, it's the wrong mental model. The nature of the beast itself is not comprised of one human being with an intention. It is an agency built in the shadow of a legacy that was fundamentally corrupt. And in the old world, the way it worked is there were a group of people who got together in the back of palace halls and determined what was right for the rest of society at large. Because the old world vision, and it's absolutely a vision that's rearing its head again in this country today, is that we the people cannot be trusted to sort out our differences through free speech and open debate in a constitutional republic on how we fight climate change or racial injustice. It has to be decided in the back of palace halls by the enlightened elite. Well, now that old monster is rearing its head again, except this time they say, well, it's maybe in the back of palace halls like a 3-letter government building in Washington, D.C. But you show up there and it isn't quite there. So then you say, maybe it's the corner office of BlackRock. Well, it's not quite there either. It's woven into a machine of a horizontal managerial class comprised of people in 3-letter agencies in government, comprised of the people who professionally sit on corporate boards, the associate deans of God knows what at universities, the ambassadors to some second-tier nation in Europe that was a donor to a political party. That's what we're up against.
Yes, as you can see here, this is Vivi calling out the elite. The next video you are about to see is extremely disturbing.
So why is Trump winning? I mean, the New York Times poll this week came out, and maybe this will change it with the State of the Union address, but Trump was beating him rather soundly. It was quite a warning light, 48 to 43, also winning way more among women than he had before, winning outright Latinos. What do you attribute that to?
Before we even go into that, according to this article, Newsweek recently put out, Biden voter tells him to drop out. Majority of those who voted Biden in 2020 presidential elections would support him dropping out of the 2024 White House race. According to a new poll conducted exclusively for Newsweek. Before we go into this, there is something I realized. Biden had a campaign rally, I don't know if in Pennsylvania. The guy is still thinking he's in Congress. I was shocked when I watched that video. Bill Maher had a segment where they called this out, like, what is going on? If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that, and if possible, it will do you no harm if you share out this video.
What do you attribute that to?
I don't know. I just don't want to feel the way I did, and many of us don't, after the election in 2016, where we couldn't believe that it happened. The guy is a total monster. And anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to fuck with people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I never play him as an actor, because I can't see any good in him.
Yes, this is a clear case of Trump derangement syndrome. Acting legend Robert De Niro went on a blasting rant about former President Donald Trump and his supporters, sounding the alarm on a new Trump team and calling him a string of derogatory names. On Friday night edition of HBO Real Time with Bill Maher.
The guy is a total monster. And anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to fuck with people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I never play him as an actor, because I can't see any good in him. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing redeemable in him. And we have to, and whoever the people are who want to vote for him, and they look like intelligent people around there, for some reason, it can't be. It cannot be. If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine. That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. let's believe him. Take him at his word.
I did from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I said from the very beginning, this guy is never going to concede power, and he still hasn't.
No.
He still hasn't. He just admitted he lost the last election, and he advertises that he will go on. He says he's been cheated out of one term, so maybe we should get rid of a president only gets 2 terms thing. So
He's a sociopathic, psychopathic, malignant narcissist. He is a dangerous person. And we have to people realize, a lot of people, this audience, but the people who somehow think he's going to be the answer to their prayers, whatever those are.
Did you know
God
him
knows.
when, as fellow New Yorkers?
Never wanted to know him.
Never wanted to?
No.
You must have
He
crossed...
was an idiot. He was a clown. He was a clown in New York.
But I do see that the governor of New York now is putting the National Guard in the subway. As a New Yorker, what do you think of that? What do you think they'd say if he did it?
Well, if he did it, it's for another reason. Her doing it, I haven't heard about it. They just told me just before, but I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I'm not happy about it, but
crime in New York, I mean, you know something about that.
Well, I
You've
don't...
played it. It's happened to you.
I don't have...
got rid of the
that's
filth.
organized crime. I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope, I don't know, whatever I can do to help alleviate that situation, whatever, I don't know, I can't...
Well, I think people feel like there's a lack of common sense on the left and the right. Would you at least agree with that?
I would agree with that.
Right. And that gives him a giant opening.
The bottom line is we have to... Biden's our guy. He represents what this country is supposed to be about. And Trump is, you see, we all see. Not this audience, but this audience sees what other people out there don't see.
Wow, the Trump derangement and the hypocrisy.
In his interview with Niro, Maher asked what the actor attribute Trump lead in the polls to, and Niro didn't hold back. He ripped Trump fans as those who like to F with people and want Trump will come after him in the second term. This is insane. I have seen Libra saying this on daily basis, like, oh, if Trump comes back, he will not even allow Bill Maher to be on the show. Trump will come after me, he will do this. Totally insane. That is a strategy Democrats are using now, which I'm seeing they want to spread it, fear into people, that when Trump comes in, he will do a lot of bad things, which is totally false.